Okay. Hi, guys.
Hello. Welcome back.
Where was supposed to be looking? Oh, right there. Okay. So, as you can see, we have a guest.
Hi, guys.
So please introduce yourself, sis.
I find introductions a bit awkward, but we'll try.
say the best thing you can about yourself.
Best thing about myself. Okay, so my name is Sarah Destiny. I am a content creator, entrepreneur, encourager, uplifter.
Yes.
Everything and R.
Yes. Love that.
And I also run a platform called Note to Self Daily, in which the platform itself is aimed to inspire, impact, and influence people on this journey called life. And yeah, I think that's me in a nutshell.
Love it. So our introductions. I love it. We already did our intro, so everyone knows us. Yeah. We can have a pre-recorded intro, okay. So just for your information. But I love the fact you mentioned notes to self because I'm going to ask you a bit about that. Mm-hmm. But the first thing is a this or that.
Do you want to take us spice it up a little bit?
I'm ready.
So, small icebreaker.
We don't want you to think about this, okay? So literally just a few seconds.
Okay.
And then you let us know what you would prefer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Instagram or Twitter?
Twitter.
Going out or staying in?
Staying in.
I don't even have to think.
I don't even need to think about these things.
Love it.
Beef or chicken?
Beef. I actually don't eat chicken.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Oh, so it's random.
I know. I'm intrigued.
So I low-key had like a mini health issue a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So my lips, this sounds really weird, but my lips just started turning black. Just like randomly was just going dark and then light and then dark and then light. So I went to the GP and they recommended that I keep a food diary to see what I eat consistently to see if it affects it. So I saw, I eat chicken quite a lot. So maybe chicken is what it is, right? So I stopped eating chicken and the black lips came back. But it had been so long since I stopped eating chicken. Yeah. I just didn't go back. It's literally been like 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Surprisingly not.
Because I literally feel like, I feel like I eat chicken every day.
I used to eat chicken, I'm going to say like religiously. Yeah. But if anything, it's just going to show me that you can actually train your body to not eat something.
Yeah.
My mom, my sisters, everyone eats chicken, cooks it, and I have no desire to just take a little bite.
Yeah. I just finished a liquid fast and I didn't eat for like any physical food for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
And your body just gets used to it. You will be hungry. Your body it will be screaming, but your body really it just does what you tell it to do.
It's really amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
Really wow.
Interesting.
Nice. Love it. All right. Wizkid or Burna Boy?
Wizkid.
Yes.
Beard or height?
Oh. That's the hard one.
I want to say hi.
I
want to say hi.
Hey. Yeah. Nice one. Tea or coffee?
Tea. Guys, hot Ribena should have been an option there.
Do you know what? I was going to talk about this hot Ribena.
I don't get this hot Ribena thing, you know.
We'll get into
it. I don't.
Anyway, the drinkable drink.
Really?
Promise you, drinkable drink.
I need to try it, clearly.
All right. Night person or morning person?
Night person.
Attend a party or host a party?
Attend a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Podcast or YouTube?
YouTube.
Because you have a YouTube channel.
You know.
Nice.
Love
Love it so much. But quickly onto that Ribena, because I've been watching you. So random. I've been watching you for years. Yeah. So like, I don't know, maybe 6 years. How old am I? I'm 26, right? I don't know, 7, 8 years. Like when I was 18 or 19, I remember like in most of your videos, you'd be like, grab a hot Ribena.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what is it about this hot Ribena? And I tried it.
I'm telling you, like, people literally message me like, Sarah, I tried her. I'm just like, yes.
Wow. Yeah. What does it do?
It's just like, if you like, I think hot Ribena works well for people that like juice. If you like juice, it's just a hot juice, you know?
Yeah.
Does it do anything to your body or is it just for
do you know what? I feel like it's the way you packaged it and it just looked so nice. I was like, let me try it.
Hot Ribena, like.
Okay, I'll try it. Although I don't like how they've done Ribena these days.
I know.
They've removed all the flavour. It tastes horrid.
So I'm actually looking to see, because that only affects us in the UK, right?
Yes.
So I'm looking to see if I can actually get it imported from another country.
Smart. You smart.
Guys,
wow.
You smart. And I've heard that there's this cordial thing. I don't know if you've heard of cordials.
No,
it's basically, you know, there's dilute to taste juices.
Yeah.
It's like a really strong like liquid, like a thick liquid that you can buy and dilute.
Really?
And there's one for blackcurrant and it tastes like Ribena apparently.
Okay, I might need to check
so,
that out.
Don't say I don't plug you guys.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on. We have wanted you for a long while.
Oh, thank you so much.
So yeah, let's just have a conversation. Jen said, we've been following you for a while. We love what you're about. You're such a positive person who's been through a lot, yet you still keep going and you still keep smiling. Mm-hmm. Notes to Self, what made you want to start Notes to Self daily?
Quite interestingly enough, so Note to Self actually started when I was in a really low place. I was in a really low place, like mentally, I was just not with it. And it kind of started as an accident. So to try and get myself, I'm a big believer of affirmations. I've always been. And I think that definitely stems from my mum, like upbringing, church and everything. So I just randomly, like, I'll be feeling very ugly and maybe I just go on Twitter and I say, oh, I'm feeling beautiful today, #Note to Self. Right? So every single day it was just a new affirmation. And then as time was going on, it started to pick up.
I've seen that. I love it.
There was a Note to Self. Yeah. And I didn't understand the significance of it at first until one day I actually forgot to post it. I usually used to post around like between 10 and 11 a.m. And it was like 3 p.m. and I hadn't posted a Note to Self. And someone sent me a DM, was just like, oh, hey, Sarah's checking in to see if you're posting today's Note to Self.
Wow, look at that.
I was just like, oh, wait, people actually, really like this. But in terms of it being a platform, it was initially just going to stay on Sarah Destiny. I know that sounds weird, I'm speaking in third person.
But you're a brand.
Yeah. So, thank God, because that was not in the works. But it was late at night. I remember my friend Alison. Alison, I need to give you a shout out. She's amazing. Alison messaged me, and we weren't even close friends at that time. But she sent me a DM on Instagram and she was like, oh, hey, Sarah, I see you do Note to Self. Why don't you create a separate platform for it so it doesn't get juggled up with the Sarah Destiny thing? And I was like, why have I never thought of that? That actually makes perfect sense. So I first tried to use Note to Self on Instagram and someone, of course, had the name.
Typical. And usually it's a redundant account. That's what it was redundant, right?
I'm telling you, the last post was like 2016.
Yeah.
And
it's
it was
always
only
the
2
case.
pictures. And I was just thinking, Instagram needs to work on that because there are usernames that are needed, for active accounts. So I messaged her, I was like, oh, Alison, Note to Self is gone. And she was like, oh, okay, how about Note to Self? And we'll just add in S's and underscores and everything. And then she was just like, oh, how about Note to Self daily? And I was like, actually, that works. So we started the platform. Well, I think I started the platform. Currently, I think we just hit 4K followers this week, which is great.
God.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
And last year we launched our first product, the Note to Self Journal.
Yes, I've got it going. Get your Note to Self Journal.
Get your Note to Self Journal. You know, this year
so
bigger
good.
and better.
Yes.
3 different variations.
Amazing.
And yeah, literally, I'm just not only looking to build it up as a business itself, but just as a community of people around the world who are just dedicated to, influencing and impacting their lives on a daily basis. So,
what's been the hardest part of the journey of Note to Self specifically?
Okay. I'm probably gonna say just the dedication that comes with wanting to build a community. Like, it's all fun and games creating a platform and like having a business and stuff, but those things can only be successful when you have people to actually sell it to. And that doesn't mean that, the whole point of Note to Self is to make money, because I do want to impact people. But I think just in terms of continually building a engaged community. So it's almost like, even when I do like my Instagram stories, I'm like, okay, what else can I do next? Maybe I can do quizzes. Maybe I can do this. So I think, if anything, that's been the hardest part. But in terms of consistency, which I thought I would have struggled with, I actually haven't. And I think
God is part of you.
It just oozes out. Like, I haven't even been as consistent with Sarah Destiny as a brand.
Wow.
But I really love that Note to Self is bigger than me. So it's like, I'm not doing it for accolades or anything. We're not even following anyone on the account. But
come
I'm not
on,
doing it for accolades.
boss.
I genuinely, come on.
Boss
I genuinely do want to impact
love
people,
it.
because everyone needs a bit of encouragement.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People are doing life every day and it's not getting easier.
Nah, it's getting harder. We've heard about the increase in inflation and stuff.
Don't even get me started.
It's becoming a nightmare in this country.
It really is.
We all need encouragement.
Speaking of encouragement, so you posted a video.
Oh, did I?
Listen, I follow you. Like, I subscribe and everything.
We are a fan.
You posted a video, I think maybe 3 days ago. I'm trying to think of when I watched it. It was around discipline and consistency as well. And gosh, she was just spilling all the gems. You spoke about being your biggest competitor, comparison, and you said something that really spoke to me. You said, I won't let myself be the brick wall of my future.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, I would have stopped the car.
That's a word.
Yeah, like, talk to me how you got to that point of, thinking that you're your biggest competitor, not comparing yourself to other people, and almost kind of like staying in your own lane and ensuring that what you're doing aligns with your purpose and not other people's. So yeah, talk to me about how you got to that point.
Sure. I think if anything, I'm always like, I feel like everyone is continuously on a leveling up journey, right? And I feel like with that, even with that comment, sometimes I look back on my videos, I'm just like, I don't know where that came from because I didn't know that. But I think in terms of that and just like pushing forward and things like that, it kind of came from understanding that everything that I've ever done in life has led me to where I am right now. Yes. And if I really want to go further and make it further, I'm going to have to do things differently. And what you find with consistency and discipline is I feel like many people speak about it, but it's very vague. Yeah. But you have to understand that every single person that you love and you admire is where they are because they were consistent and disciplined. One of my biggest inspirations in terms of YouTube, people know this, I scream about this all the time. Patricia Bright.
I love her.
She's the OG. People can hate as much as they want, but we all know the truth in our hearts, which is why people hate on her. Honestly, we know that she's the best.
I won't even lie. Like, even my sisters are like, "Oh, you're obsessed." Like, I can never say anything bad about her. I'm just like, yeah, you can't because she's Patricia Bright. Yeah. And she was one of the main reasons why I did start YouTube, and it just made me feel like not necessarily comparing myself to other people, but understanding that every single person that I love is where they are because they were consistent and disciplined. And if they weren't consistent and they weren't disciplined, you wouldn't be able to see them in a position that they are in right now. So I feel like for me, it was kind of just a reminder that, yes, Sarah, you've done great and that's led you to where you are right now. But in order for you to do things better, you have to do things differently, but you have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. And I feel like many times those are very uncomfortable conversations to have with yourself. It's all fun and games talking to your friends, but at the end of the day, your friends can tell you to do things and you still won't do it. But when you actually you do a self-reflection and you're just like, okay, I've done really well, but guess what? I could have been further if I'd done X, Y, Z. It lets you understand and take responsibility that, maybe in the past I was the brick wall towards my future, but now I'm literally knocking that wall down and I'm making sure that I can go further. So I think it's really important, even as we're still fresh into the new year and stuff, to understand that your dreams aren't going to become your reality unless you decide to be consistent and disciplined. And even in terms of comparison, let's be honest, social media is not the easiest.
It is not.
It's not the easiest, and I had to also understand that people are always posting their wins and their successes and, I've done this, I've done that. People don't show their dark spaces all the time or when they're mentally not okay. And it's about understanding that you have no business comparing yourself to other people when other people are, even if they're comparing themselves to other people, the only person and the only business I have comparing myself is who I was yesterday. So how is Sarah from last year going to be different to this Sarah? How is this Sarah going to be different to the next Sarah? Because if anything, it allows you to also remain sane. Everyone is out here living their lives. So why are you comparing your life to someone else's?
This is it.
You're just giving yourself headache. Exactly. Who wants headache?
And the thing is, you don't know the real ins and outs of people's lives.
Because they won't show it.
They don't show it.
Yeah.
You don't know. If someone might look like, they got from this amount of subscribers to this amount of subscribers in a month, but you don't know what they did behind the scenes. They could have bought those subscribers. They could have paid someone to do something.
Some people could do juju as well. You don't know.
Juju's a real thing. It sounds funny. It sounds funny, but juju's real, guys. Hey, Jehas.
Even as a Nigerian, I'm God. No. She's not even lying. Juju is it's actually real.
It is
and
really
people
real.
are doing so much to show off to other people, and it's like, even as a believer as well, I feel like I said, I think everything that I do stems from my values and my beliefs in Christianity.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Even as a believer as well, it's just like understanding that God has already placed something special inside of you. So just run your race. You don't need to run the race of somebody else. If you run someone else's race, you're going to be burnt out. You're going to be tired because you don't know what people are doing to get to where they are.
And you'll never be an original copy. You'll just be a copy. You'll just be a follow.
Just follow.
Literally. It's true. You won't have originality because you're doing something.
Exactly.
You're just doing what other people are doing. So there's nothing about you. And that's
exactly
very sad.
Yeah.
That's very...
It really is. It's just I just feel like it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And I've decided that even though those things have dealt with me in the past, I'm dealing with them now. And I'm not going to allow them to discourage me or hold me back or anything like that. I'm only in competition with Sarah Destiny from yesterday.
Yes.
Period.
Oh, gosh. I could literally listen to you talk all day.
No, I love it.
But obviously talking in terms of, sharing, because you've shared a lot of your experiences as well, life experiences. And, something else that you mentioned in your latest video was that you wanted to share more and be more intentional about that, whether that's about your business, maybe parts of your, personal life, which you've already been doing anyway. How do you, because I feel like even with me, like whether it's to do with work or business, I know we say that a lot of people glamorize stuff and you only show your best parts, but when I think about myself, that I do that as well. Like it's really hard to
not
share the not so good parts, the failures and things like that. How do you deal with that? Like how do you prep yourself to showcase those hurdles, I suppose?
That's a really good question. That's deep. Woo, my God.
Yeah.
I feel like number one, this is actually quite hard. I feel like it's something that I'm still dealing with, which is why I mentioned it in the video, because I very much enjoy being a very private person. And sometimes you want to take your wins in silence and your losses in silence.
Yeah.
But again, when it stems down to your faith, like sometimes you go through tests to become a testimony to someone else. And it's like, what's the point of me going through certain stuff and dealing with it by myself when I can actually share it and other people can be blessed through it? I'll give an example with my university experience, which was an experience in itself. I was very scared to share that video, like the whole experience, because it's like I think it's like a 30-minute video. I'm taking you through every single step from GCSEs to A levels to my uni to dropping out to starting again. It was just way too much. And I remember even as I was filming it, in my head I'm just like, Sarah, why are you sharing this? Sarah, why are you actually sharing this? But I was reminded in the spirit again that this is not just for you. And even on that video, even till this day, I think I even received a notification. Today's Saturday, so I think around Tuesday, Wednesday, someone saying, "Oh, I'm in a similar situation. Like I really needed this video. Yours came up randomly, blah, blah, blah." So I think it's about, once again, understanding that sometimes your brand and your platform and the things that you love is actually bigger than you. So your face can be attached to it and people can see my face and see Sarah Destiny, but it's above me and it's honest. I love that it's above me now.
It's above me now.
It's above me now and it's honestly beyond me. And I feel like when you, not to like kind of toot my own horn, but I feel like when you are a very genuine person, you don't allow these things to kind of like hold you back. It's like, actually, no, I really want to share this because I know that it can help and impact and influence other people. So I feel like with me, when it comes to prepping for it, I always have to pray. And I always pray again. And I pray this video for actually all of, I pray this prayer for all of my videos. And even like with my posts with notes to self and stuff, that whoever needs to see this post or whoever needs to see this video will see it, because I want the blessing to just go. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of like how I handle it. It can be sometimes a bit hard. I do get some negative comments here and there. I just block.
Gosh.
Yeah, the block button. There'll always be trolls.
There's always
that's
one
what
person.
Literally,
there's
thank God for that
person.
block button. I'm mute as well.
Mute, honestly. I think even in that my university video, personally, I didn't even like my nails in that video. I had green nails. Someone missed the whole assignment and said, "Oh, look at her nails." Did you watch the video?
I mean, like enemies of progress, because is the video about nails? Were you doing a nail tutorial?
Is that why I'm
or were you
here?
doing a vlog that's the way you took us to the nail shop? You didn't. So why is that the focus?
Missing the point completely.
It's honestly just about praying that the right people come across your content, and just once again remembering that your brand and what you do isn't just attached to you, but attached to other people.
Yes,
No, I love that.
I love that.
So
oh my
much.
gosh,
have you always like been so confident, I suppose?
Yeah,
and just positive, confident, but to I guess to the
To
viewers
us,
and to people who are inspired by like your journey, have you always been like that, or is that something that you've, I guess, grown to have had or worked on?
I low-key feel like it's been a bit of both. Naturally as a person, that's why I say sometimes I look back on my content and I'm surprised at who I see, because I'm just like, I'm in bed with one towel, one hair's up here, one hair's down here, and on camera like, I got my makeup on, the wig is glued down and everything. But I haven't always been this confident. I dealt a lot with, I was actually bullied in secondary school, which is quite interesting, because after like my YouTube channel started picking up and stuff, one of the bullies actually sent me a DM. Yeah, kind of like it was. I remember it was so weird, and it was really interesting. But yeah, growing up, it wasn't like major bullying. Like, you know, like sometimes people like put your head in toilets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was just more to do with, you know, you see it in movies.
Oh, I thought that's what happened to you. I was gonna say that's the kind of stuff I don't see like movie. Hey,
my head in the toilet, and I was go home.
Hey, the parents will send you back like,
go and
beat them up back.
My mom was taking into violence, but that day, she would tell me something.
No,
but it was just like they used to make fun of me, or sometimes I walk past and I can hear like their comments. And things like that. And then also growing up, thank God, like things have changed and times have changed, but I was very insecure about my skin.
The skin. We've all been there. Still a journey. But I've been,
all been
skin
there.
skin is a big one.
That's another podcast for itself.
Literally, we should do another one just titled Skin.
Just skin. Honestly, just skin. But yeah, I was really insecure in my skin growing up. Like my best friend, she was like light skin, really pretty, had curves, and me and one dark skin girl, skinny, still slim, but hey ho, what can we do?
Embrace it.
This is it.
Just have to embrace it. And yeah, I just wasn't confident at all, and it was a bit weird because it's like, in my immediate circles, as in like with my family, I was very confident and stuff. But going out, I would try and like shy away from certain things. Or sometimes I would try and be loud and funny because I felt like that kind of, just makes you
feel,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I haven't always been confident. And I feel like that was one reason why I really wanted to start YouTube, because it allowed me to show another side that I haven't really been able to show other people before.
Yeah.
And then the more I started recording, I feel like my voice just started to get stronger. And then I started to realize, oh, you know what? I actually do have a voice in this field and people may want to hear what I have to say. And then as time went on, I was just like, whoa, I'm really that girl.
Yeah. No, because
So
you've really
like,
created a niche for yourself. So
yeah, it's really beautiful. Like, I sometimes go back on my first video and I can even see like where maybe I've made like a mistake with a sentence or something. And you can see on the camera that I'm a bit flustered. But now I've had that happen, I'm just like, oh, sorry guys. Anyway,
literally, like you're human. Like, hello.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, really growing to become the person I am today, and I'm proud.
Yeah,
I love
as
it.
you should, as you should.
I love it.
And do you feel like any pressure, like, because obviously I know you for being like a Christian content creator, also lifestyle, and I think fashion as well. I think you've
once
dabbled
in a while,
little
little,
bit. Dabbled a bit into it. But just like onto the Christian part, like, do you ever feel, I don't know, like any pressure that you need to say
uphold
things
a certain image?
way?
I'm sure I've even seen, I can't remember, but I'm sure I've even seen you respond to maybe some people, trolls or whatever, that are trying to say Christian something. I can't remember exactly, but I know I've like seen, because I also feel like that sometimes, where if you come across, I was literally just saying it in our last episode actually, that when you are getting closer to God or you're on a journey with God, naturally you might tweet about it because it's what you're thinking about, it's what's on your mind, and then you might feel pressure to uphold a certain image, and that, or you don't want people to think, oh, this girl's holier than thou, she thinks she's better than all of us. Yeah, tell us about that, because that's not easy, especially in this generation where everyone wants to be different and everyone wants to be edgy, and
and they're so judgmental as well.
Very
judgmental.
It's a real shame, and it just once again goes back to like, what do you really stand on, and how far are you willing to allow people to push you before you stop or before you keep on going? I think since I've created videos on faith, there's always been trolls. I remember when my first like proper faith video was titled "Is Jesus coming back soon?" And I remember someone commented and was, first of all, like I said, people just they just don't understand the assignment. But someone was like, oh, I had a wig on in that video. It was a grey ombre wig, which my mom hated, but I used to love that wig so much. But I remember the person was like, oh, even if Jesus was coming back, are you sure he's going to take you? You're not supposed to wear wigs, you're not supposed to wear makeup, your jewelry is this, your jewelry is that. Don't get me started. And that was honestly, I think one of the first times I was ever exposed to like criticism and judgmental just comments and stuff. And I remember at first I was like proper rattled, and I was just like, actually, no, like this is who I am as a person. I'm very much aware of my rights in Christ, and I'm very much aware that I'm a Christian. I'm not going to allow someone living in one country with no thumbnail come and
it's always them ones as
you're
well.
not going to come and disrupt my peace or try and make me question who I am and who God has created me to be. Even down to like last year, I was doing Love Island reviews on YouTube.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, that's when I addressed it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No, because I was remembering you were like responding back to some people that were just chatting rubbish.
Yeah,
and I just remembered. Yes, that was it.
Yeah, it was Love Island. Someone first criticized me because I didn't have that many faith content up at that time, which is understandable. Guys, Love Island reviews was every single day. Do you think I had time to record another video?
And again, you don't even have to explain. You don't have to explain for anyone.
But they were just like, oh, Christians really shouldn't be watching the show. I'm very surprised that you're encouraging people to watch a show that, promotes sex and promotes this and promotes that. And I remember just thinking, I'm not even going to lie. This is actually just it's just a small show. That's what I've ever seen it. I've just seen it as I'm watching 1 hour of Love Island.
And that's it. I'm moving on with my life.
And I'm moving on. I promise you, I was so, even as I'm responding to you now, that's how I was when I saw the comment. Like, it's actually just not even that serious. So I feel like when it's come to things like that, I've just come to understand, number one, you can't please everyone.
You can't.
So that's that. And number two, like, you're not going to make me question what I already know and I believe about myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, when you come on my YouTube, you don't see me with no top and I'm just shaking my legs like this. Like,
shaky,
you know what I mean? Like,
shaky.
even down to like some, as you said, like sometimes with like my fashion fits. I remember I got a DM, my most recent picture, which is popping by the way. So, I got a
I'll
DM.
check that out.
I got a DM and someone said, "Oh, Sarah, don't you think your skirt is a bit short?"
The cheek.
Hello.
When people say that to me,
Hello. Like,
I remember I had a dress, so I posted a dress on my.
I'm screaming.
Oh no, not even that one. Not even that. I don't want to go into that one because I've had several. And these people, they won't come to me. They'll go to my parents. My parents are pastors. They'll go to my parents. Oh, look at Sade's cleavage. She's showing so much cleavage. I don't even want to go into that one. But anyway, this one was someone young, right? And this particular, I won't even go see it on a girl. But anyway, I posted a video of me in a dress. It was like here, just a normal dress out on my story. And it's just said, LOL, where's the rest of your skirt? And I don't think I even replied. And then I posted it on my feed. I was just like, okay, you want to be cheeky? I posted it on my feed and I said, unapologetically me. Period. That's what I think it's still on my feed actually. Because I was just like, you're not going to come and tell me what I can and can't wear because you're not moving Christ-like actually. You're moving judgmental and like you're better than me and that's not going to stand.
And I think that's the problem with many... Gosh, I feel like this is the problem with many believers as well. Okay, don't get me wrong. Like, I do understand. For example, there's certain outfits I will just never feel comfortable wearing. Like, I have to put my hands up. There's certain things I won't post. If I feel that I'm the type of person, if I wear something and I don't feel comfortable, I feel like myself, I just won't wear it. Yeah. So it's like, I have certain principles when it comes to the way that I dress. Yeah. But you're not going to come and tell me about X, Y, Z. Like, clearly I thought I looked okay, which is why I posted the picture. Or clearly I thought that video was okay because I ended up posting it. Yeah. So I think it's quite disheartening as well when sometimes you realize that a lot of the shade that you do get is actually from believers themselves. And that's the problem, is like people have kind of set a standard for believers to be a certain way. There's believers that they don't show their skin at all. There's believers that they wear their hats and that turtleneck and to the floor. And then there's other believers that you see can wear like a cute little midi dress. Like it is, I feel like it's actually okay.
And guess what? God loves all of us.
That part.
That's actually the end. That's the end of the story. God loves us all.
God, literally, I love you. God loves you. And I love myself. So that's that's literally
it.
Yeah. So I understand why people do sometimes say, okay, God bless you. Like,
literally.
That's it.
Just leave. There's not even worth going back and forth. Yeah. Just like, God loves you.
And you can't argue with that. So.
This is it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Exactly.
Period.
Nah, it's just mad. It's actually mad. But
wow.
I'm just really, every time I see you tweet, especially with like the motivational tweets that you post, for me, it's like, it's something that I really appreciate.
Thank you.
In terms of like when I was growing up, because I don't know if we're the same age, but
I'm 26 in March. I said in March. Wow, I'm 26 in May.
In May,
yeah.
We're basically the same
age.
So it was really nice to see someone who was my age posting that kind of content and being really unapologetic about their experiences. So in terms of like the social media space, is that something that you've always wanted to get into? I know you said that you started your YouTube page, in terms of like just sharing your experiences, showing that other side to you. Mm-hmm. But have you always thought, oh, actually, this is the area that I want to tap into, especially seeing like the OGs like Patricia Bright and that kind of stuff?
To be honest, 100%. I started watching YouTube when I was, I think, 14. Wow. And I remember I was just, when I say obsessed, like YouTube has changed so much now. Of course, it's the business and money and stuff like that. But back then it was just people having fun and just sharing things that they liked. And I remember like, I would literally watch Patricia's videos and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I can do this one day. But
what
I was
was
young.
it called before? It was
Britpop Princess.
You are an actual. Have you met her yet?
I have met her.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I have met her.
She needs to meet you.
I think I've met Patricia, I think maybe like 3 times.
Nice.
At different events and stuff.
Right.
Whether she remembers me, I don't know. But you never know.
I pray that you two do a collab one day.
Gosh,
that would be amazing.
Patricia, you watch?
Yes.
But no, like I remember just watching. I just feel like, oh my gosh, like she just seems so down to earth, and I literally was just telling myself, oh my gosh, like one day I can definitely do this. But I was young. I wish I started YouTube when I was that young. My goodness, but I was young and I was just like, oh yeah, maybe one day. And then in first year of uni, I went through my first ever like breakup. And I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, like what can I do to really just get myself like back on track and stuff. And yeah, literally the following day, I bought a camera, bought an SD card. I was even borrowing my friend's laptop because I didn't have a MacBook at the time. And I just started YouTube. So I feel like with social media, I've always known that I've wanted to dabble into it, but I've always wanted it to be from a positive perspective. Because I do feel like even as time has gone on and social media has grown, there aren't that many positive influences out there.
It's just gossip or gist or just unmeaningful
and I feel
conversation.
like it's interesting because even like there are some people that people brand as being influencers that I don't necessarily see them as influencers. Maybe they didn't have influence on me, but sometimes I think about, oh, what is their brand? Like, what is actual their message? And I wanted to make sure that, okay, if this is something that I actually do want to do, I'm going to make sure that, you know, there's a positive spin attached to Sarah Destiny and things like that. So I feel like, social media has changed so much, but if you're really able to get yourself out there the right way, then it can literally change your life.
Absolutely. I've seen people's lives absolutely change just because of social media. All it takes is that one person to retweet or for someone to get hold of your tweet and next thing you're signing a book deal or you're collabing with Patricia Bright or, you know, so, but I'm sure you've had like times on social media where maybe your following isn't growing as much or it's even dropping. How do you navigate that? Because that's a real thing. A lot of people are blaming it on Instagram algorithm. But it's not easy. Exactly. It's just algorithm.
It's not just algorithm. You need to be honest with yourself.
Oh, that algorithm. I'm just hearing everyone say, oh, Insta algorithm. I'm just like,
I feel like, so with YouTube, I think I'm almost on 24K. And although that sounds like really big, I even spoke about it just literally just like in my last video. It sounds really big, but knowing how long I've been on YouTube for, I don't feel like that's like, not saying good enough, but I don't feel like it's where I should be. And that once again boils down to consistency and discipline. That's just literally it. When you're consistent and disciplined on social media, people want to continue following you and posting you and engaging. When you're disappearing for months on end and then you're popping back like, hey guys, I'm back. And you go again, hey guys, I'm back again. It's like, this girl's not serious.
That's the thing. That's social media. You have to just keep
such a short attention span anyway.
Very. So I feel like we're dealing with it like now. This year, I'm literally dedicating so much to creating content and just seeing where consistency and discipline can actually take me. But I feel like in terms of like with the drop-in and stuff, I don't like to focus too tough on people that don't continue to support me because although maybe I lost 30 subscribers, okay, I gained 78. So it's almost like not necessarily that things balance itself out, but the right people who love your content will continue to see your platform and follow and support you.
Yeah,
and that's just how you have to see it.
Keep going. Yeah, love that.
Keep on swimming.
This is it. Keep swimming. What's next for Sarah Destiny? What is next?
What can you say?
What can I say?
Yeah, it's true. Don't tell us anything too prematurely. But what can we expect from you? What's next, you know?
Yeah. So I have a few projects in the pipeline, which is really exciting, by the way. You remember you said the this or that question thing?
Yes.
I'm always up late at night because I feel like that's when my creative juices are just flowing.
Yeah.
I'm just writing and typing and researching. So I have a few projects coming up for Sarah Destiny and a few projects coming up from Notes to Self. Maybe a new venture stemming from Notes to Self. I don't know.
Ooh, okay. You heard it here first, people.
You actually heard it first.
You heard it here first.
So I'm literally working on that, building up NTS as a bigger community.
Love
new
that.
products coming out soon.
Yes.
Super excited.
We'll be purchasing.
Please
do you have a team or is it just you at the moment?
Initially, it was me. My team is my family. So literally,
that's the best team.
Nice.
That's my wedding planning team, so I get it, girl.
The best team, honestly. And my team's my family, my sister and my cousin. And yeah, it is. I really like just in terms of really, really, really want to scale it up. Like actually have a team, have an office space, have a factory space. Like really just go all out with it. And just continue to just grow and develop in life. Like I feel like I'm definitely becoming the woman of my dreams, quote unquote. And that it literally just involves me being on job with everything that I do. So even though I don't necessarily know where certain things may go this year, I know that everything that I do will be great by the grace of God.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, I love that. Any last words, Jen? Any last question?
I think, like I keep saying, you're really inspiring.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
super, super happy to see, what you've got going on, what you've got going next. And I suppose, like, what kind of advice do you have for someone who, apart from purchasing your banner,
which they should,
exactly. What advice do you have for them to kind of stay disciplined? Like, is there any practical things that you've had to do yourselves? Yeah. What would you say?
Well, that's a really good question. I actually have an IG reel that's coming out. I think it's tomorrow. But it kind of breaks down 6 points that I mentioned in my YouTube video. I wish I could tell you them offhand, but I actually can't. But I'll just go through them quickly. I think number 1 was understanding that nothing changes unless nothing changes. So you, like I said before.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I know, I'm trying to just, really just think about that in my head right now.
But nothing changes unless nothing changes. And I feel like it's very important to understand, like I said before, you are where you are because of the things that you've done. So if you want to go further, you need to switch things up. What's that quote that people say? What's the definition of, is it madness or... The definition of something is when you do something.
Yes. Oh, insanity is doing the same thing all the time and expecting something to change.
Exactly,
something like that. Expecting different results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, you've done all of this. Why on earth would you continue to keep yourself in this situation, knowing that you can change things up and actually get different results? So I feel like that's definitely one of them. Second, of course, I've already mentioned it, comparison. You are not in comparison with anyone else but the person you were yesterday. Stop allowing social media and people and external influences and influences influence how you see and view yourself. It's not worth it. And I think the third, I was literally speaking to my best friend about this the other day, is just go. Like many times you find that you're stuck in your head and you're stuck in, what if it doesn't? Okay, but what if it does? Like, don't allow yourself to constantly feel like, oh, I'm not ready, or I'll only be ready when I hit 10K. I'll only be ready when I have this amount of money. Like, with what you have, do what you can to get you to where you want to be. And I feel like it's just very important to understand the importance of now. Stop waiting for, okay, I'm going to wait till December. I'm going to wait till, no, just do things now.
There will never be a perfect time.
There will never, ever, ever be a perfect time. And obviously as well in scriptures, like it speaks about times and seasons, and like your time to do things is now. And I'll end on this briefly. Before I started my YouTube, I spoke to my friend Comfort. Hey Comfort, if you're watching. I remember when I spoke to Comfort and I was really nervous to post my first video. Like, I remember I posted it and I shut down my laptop for like an hour. I was so scared, and she was just like, oh, Tolu, that's my Nigerian name. She was like, oh, Tolu, people are watching. Have people watching? I was just like, really? What are they saying? What are they commenting? But I remember there's one scripture that she told me in Proverbs, and it was that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men.
Wow.
And you don't understand how, by withholding certain things that you do, you don't understand how that is stopping you from actually reaching the places that you need to reach, or being mentioned in rooms that you physically haven't even been yet. So it's about understanding that your gift is personal to you. And even if someone else has a gift that is similar to yours, guess what? They can't do it like you do. And you also can't do theirs like they do as well. So I think it's about understanding how unique and how perfect you are, and allowing your gifts to speak for you. So literally just go. Just go. Just go.
And on that note, subscribe to Sarah Destiny's channel. I'm even inspired how just listening to her.
See
in
how
all,
we
like,
was just silent.
Literally, I was legit just really just taking it all in.
When this episode comes out, I'm even going to be like, again, who is that? I genuinely, honestly do feel like the Holy Spirit speaks through me. Because mentally, like, my knowledge is, okay, it's there, but it is also limited as well. But it's honestly just a blessing. I'm just
amazing. We are
are
so happy we've had you on.
Honestly,
you have to come back.
I have to come back.
Like, you absolutely have to. Thank you so much.
So quick.
I know,
right?
It always does.
Time
always flies by. Always. But guys, please subscribe to this amazing young lady's channel. She's full of so much wisdom. She's really a breath of fresh air. So subscribe, follow Notes to Self Daily and Sarah Destiny, and of course follow your girl. She's in a pod. If you're not following us, I don't know what you're doing.
What are you doing?
I don't understand.
You listen to the whole podcast and you're not following.
Can you imagine? And they haven't rated us 5 stars. Like, come on. But thank you so much, guys, for listening. Let us know your thoughts and leave a comment. Love you guys.
Thank you.